Welcome to the Oakley Podcast, Trucking, Business, and Family. This show is brought to you by Oakley Trucking, headquartered in North Little Rock, Arkansas. The purpose of this podcast is to communicate with Oakley owner-operators and their families by giving them up-to-date information concerning Oakley Trucking and the trucking industry, from business advice to safety updates to success stories. Also to give an insight to outside truck drivers that might be interested in joining the Oakley family. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Oakley Podcast, Trucking, Business, and Family. I'm your host, Jeremy Kellett, and this is episode 2. Today's episode is going to answer a lot of questions you guys have been asking us for the last several months out here, and it's concerning the new facilities that are being built around our terminal here in North Little Rock. And I have just the man that has the answers to all these questions that everybody's been having for us. So, without further ado, Mr. Tommy Mitchell is with us here on this podcast, and we're going to drill him pretty good on some of these questions about the office and things going on. And before we get into that, Tommy, I was wanting to cover during this episode the new driver's lounge that we have, the new headquarters that's going in, and the new wash bay that's being added to the current wash bay. So we want to cover that in a little bit. But first, before we do that, if you would, man, give us a little history of you here at Oakley. Tell us who you are and what you do. I think everybody knows you, but let's a little bit of. I know you've been here 25 years.
25 years.
Give us a little history. February, 25 years. That's great.
Yep. So, like Jeremy said, I've been here 25 years. February was the completion of that, and office manager. Got an accounting background, and really, this is my first job. I mean, graduated college in 1994 of August and came to work here in February of 95 and been home.
Been home ever since. And when you came here, you started out in accounting?
Yep. When I started here, I just started out fresh with an accounting degree, just paying the bills. They set me down and said, hey, pay these bills and let's get these drivers paid. Back then we had about 105, 125 drivers, and boy, we'd be up here about 9, 10 o'clock every night just working away, trying to pay these drivers on time. Yeah, it took us a long time to pay them. We'd sit around here at about 9 o'clock, 10, and about a 2.5 week turnaround trying to get them paid.
Come a long ways.
I've been involved in making some changes in the accounting and software that we use here in the office. And
had your hands in a little bit of everything, hadn't you?
Yeah. A lot of places, just fit in pretty well. We was just blessed enough to come in about the time the company was growing. Some other individuals, Jeremy himself, came in about the same time, and we all just kind of meshed real well. And Mr. Benny, he just showed us and taught us, and we just carry this business, and that's what we've done. And we made it work to us, and well,
it's a priority for us.
It is. It's drivers are a priority. We want to make sure they're taken care of, and my goal is that they get paid 100% exactly right. And we got a good team here now, and always had a good team, but got a good team in my accounting. And actually, with that allows me to just float around and do different things. You know? And so kind of leads to
it helps when you got good people working for you, man. It just makes things go so much smoother when you got good people, sharp people that know what they're doing. You don't have to worry about it. And kind of like in recruiting, I can come in here and focus on a podcast, and know everything's going well out there.
That's right, and I tell you, tenure means a lot. A lot of my accounting, I've got some senior accounting folks, that's been here 19 years, 12 years. And, I mean, when you look back at that, 7 years on some others, I can sit here and just go down the list. And that means a lot for me, just sit back and relax, and they've got it taken care of. And they've got the same mission. They've been under my learning and my work ethics, and, they do well. And I don't have to sit back and worry.
Well, and, I'd never really thought about that before we talked about doing this episode, but the owner-operators and their families, that's good that you say that, because I know that means something to them to know that the accounting department is got a lot of tenure there and has seen it grow over the years. So that means a lot, and I'm sure our listeners understand that too, that there's not a lot of turnover here.
That's right. And Yeah.
A couple things here. You got a wife, you got kids, you
Wife.
Where do you live?
I live out in Cabot, out in the country.
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids, one up in college. He's a junior at UCA. Got a 14-year-old that's an 8th grader, and he's all about boy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Has no interest in school.
Right.
Got a little girl. She's a sweet little thing. She's a rule follower, 5th grade, and, she does everything right. Don't want to disappoint nobody. And so, we've got 3 kids. My wife, Kelly, we've been married. We got married in 94, so about 25 years now. And that 94, 95 deal was, man, graduate college, get married, and got a new job. Boom. And
that was a challenge,
It was
wasn't
a
it?
challenge, yeah. So, it's got a great family. I still live close, Central Arkansas, where my mom and dad, and we take care of them. And my 2 sisters, we're all just close.
Pretty close where you got family around you.
You bet.
That means a lot.
Bet.
That's good. That is real good. So before we get into these topics on the office and the wash bay and all that stuff, do you remember and give our listeners, and I can help you on this a little bit too, but try to picture what it was like when me and you started back in the 94, early 95. What was it like, and what changes have we made up to now?
Man, there's been a lot of changes. From the office to, the way that we do things in the office.
We added on, Tommy, I can just remember adding on another 50 foot.
Yes.
And then seemed like
So
2
we
or
did.
3 times.
Since I've been here, we have added on to the current building 3 times.
Yeah.
And each time we just added 50 foot, make the shell exactly the same as the other, add another 50 foot, outgrow that, add another 50 foot.
So to give you guys an idea, when you look at the front of this office, when you pull in, you think, oh, man, that's not a very big building. It's just small, and kind of short, squatty building, and you walk in the door and it just goes for miles, and there's people in there and desks are crammed together and everybody's working, and it's a neat environment.
It is very neat. It is long. Some people come in and they come to meet me and they're like, wow, how many folks you have in here? And we've got about 85 or 90 folks up in here in this office, and it just goes on and almost looks like a mirror when you walk in the front door. It's like, oh, I'm looking back at myself, but really you're not. It's about 200, 250 feet from the front door to the back door, and it's like the old shotgun house. You can go from the front to the back, and it's a great atmosphere. It open floor, and then it makes good on communication.
So we had this old office, with the wood paneling and everything, and then we just keep extending it out till we've run out of room. The shop, I remember when we started, the shop maybe had 2 bays.
2 bays and a little fuel island out in the front of it.
And this is all was gravel.
Gravel lot.
We didn't have the wash bay at all. Anything here we parked all the trailers right where the wash bay was.
Right.
That's where all the excess trailers were parked. There wasn't any development across the levee or on the east side or anything. So it was all here, and we've grown from that, and we're just running out of room, aren't we?
Running out of room. Yeah, the shop and the wash bay now where it sits, where the trailers used to be, and the shop's got about 7, 8 bays now with the wet kit bays. We're just running into each other. There's hardly time you park. The trucks have sometimes a difficult time getting straight to get backed up into the shop to get the trailer worked on.
So we've got the existing wash bay, which is a small one next to, not wash bay, but the driver's lounge next to the wash bay. And that is currently, is it closed yet?
It's still open. Nobody's using it now. So it's an old mobile home that was turned into just a little space in the front, and then 3 bathrooms with 2 of them had showers. The other one was just a bathroom, and our wash bay employees would use it for their break room, right. And that's what it's being utilized now that we got the new driver's lounge open.
So the new driver's lounge looks fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. A lot of people started using it. We just opened it up last week.
Yes.
So it's going good. What made you put it where it is right now?
So we wanted a location that would be in good for the drivers, where they could be close proximity to the shop, close proximity to the wash bay, and be able to go in there and relax, sit down, take a shower, clean up, wash their clothes, and wouldn't have to walk that far. They can park right across the levee, come across the levee, come in, and just be convenient. And so we looked around at the acreage that we have here, trying to figure out how we was going to, and we looked at, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 different locations. Dennis and I and another gentleman that's been on the I guess we call our building committee. And, there was a piece of property there right beside us. We was like, one day I said, man, it'd be nice if we had it right here. And it's owned by our neighbor. There's another location next to us, our commercial lumber. And so we was like, well, I wonder if he'd sell it. They're not utilizing it. Sure enough, we went over there and made him an offer, and he sold us a corner of that piece of property, and we built that, the new driver's lounge there.
Yeah.
And turned out really nice.
I think so too. It's top of the line. If you haven't seen our new driver's lounge, I mean, it is a top of the line. It looks great, state of the art. It is fantastic, and I know these guys are looking forward to using it that hadn't been here in a while, and we've got it open and of course ready for business. What is so you figured out what worked and what didn't work before you built this thing, and you tried to build it according to how owner-operators live their life, I guess,
Sure.
Gone, and what would work for them. So give us a little insight of what's in this place.
So in the new lounge is, when we was working on the plan, I was working with the architect trying to come up with an option. The architect had never done a lounge like this, so we just started drawing out, started sketching it, and was like, well, we need some showers, we need a laundry facility. I want a good place for them to relax, where they're not sitting on top of each other when they're in there. The old situation, they had just metal chairs that they were sitting in on a 8-foot table, watching TV on a little 25, 30-inch TV. And so we was looking for something that it was first class. I was speaking with Dennis Oakley, the owner, and Benny Weatherford, the vice president of our trucking division, and he said, make it first class, 5-star this thing. I want this to be the nicest lounge out there.
Boy, doesn't that make you feel good when the boss says that?
Yeah.
Let's get it done right.
So we had a budget, but I knew that the budget, we would probably bust the budget, and they've allowed me to make it nice, and it's something, and I'm so proud of it myself, just because I had my hand in it. But I know everybody's proud of it. All the office employees here that's been out in there, drivers. I've gotten so much good feedback. But the way it's laid out is there's 4 full bathrooms with a shower, and we made the showers where they should be clean all the time. They're epoxy wall showers, so there's no tile, no grout. So they shouldn't have any. There's no doors on it, so there shouldn't be any mold or anything like that can build up soap scum like you do. It's got a real large living room area, big screen TV. It's got a kitchenette area. It's got a half bath, and then out back there's a little covered patio. We've got some patio furniture and a barbecue grill.
Nice.
Yeah.
So gas operated.
It's
barbecue
actually
grill,
electric grill that I found. We ordered in, and it plugs in, and it has a timer on it. You can turn it up to the temp that you want it, turn on the timer. That way, if you forget to turn it off, we're not having any kind of accidents out there. But
that's a good idea.
It actually cooks well.
That's a good idea.
First couple of weeks, it's, believe it or not, it's been used good. I had a good hamburger, hot dog, steak cookout this past weekend. I got some reports of, and even had one owner operator cooking some salmon.
So, man.
Yeah.
So they're taking advantage of that already.
You bet. First couple of weeks already being used.
Man, that's great. That's that makes it nice, and they've got TV and everything inside. It's got all the channels on it if you want to watch something.
It does. We got some cable TV there that's got all the channels. Got some movie channels. New vending machines with.
We got vending machines.
Vending machines there that's got some soda pops and your different juices and some Gatorades and water. A little bit more assortment than we had before. We got a brand new vending machine that's got the different assortments of, from chips to candy bars to Pop-Tarts to something that you have. In the kitchenette area, we've got microwave, coffee machine, the K-Cup machines, Even got a new ice machine with a water dispenser.
That's awesome. So
Makes it really nice.
we've got somebody, I'm assuming, maintaining that daily.
I do. Yeah, we have somebody coming in every night of the week. Top notch cleaning right now, and so it's maintaining.
Good. That's so all our owner operators can expect a clean facility, and we want to tell them to take care of it too. Any tips for them to
It's got 24-hour access, so everybody has a key fob to it.
Oh, how about that key fob?
Yeah.
And you want to update everybody on that? Is
Yep.
it working and everything good?
Working good. If you had a key fob to the old lounge, you do need to come in and see us, and we'll get you a new one. We got a new system. It looks the same, but it's different. But yeah, you got your own 24-hour access. Come in, and we just ask everybody just do like to do at home, clean up after themselves. But don't have to clean the showers or the commodes. We got somebody coming in doing that, mopping and sweeping, and making sure everything's clean.
So the key works Reserve, North Little Rock, and Catoosa.
That is correct. Same key works all three locations.
And I can get my key fixed at North Little Rock and Catoosa only?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so all you guys out there haven't got your key fixed yet, you get it done at North Little Rock, or you can get it done over in Oklahoma office. They will fix it up. That way you can get in all three places with that one key fob. So good deal.
One thing I forgot about that lounge I just thought of is, the laundry facility that we did. We've got 2 commercial stackable washers and dryers, and they're free. You don't have to pay anything.
All right. Nice. Bring your own detergent and go to work.
Well, I've got some detergent out there and got some dryer sheets, but if you want to bring your own, you can. But if you forget it in your truck, I've got some out there. Some I know some people are kind of particular, so I can't have an assortment, but we're providing some out there that'll get your clothes clean and smell good if you forget it in your truck or don't have any at the house.
Well, I know that was a challenge to get built, and it looks great. You did a good job. I appreciate all your hard work on it, and I know our owner-operators do too. They're going to enjoy it for a long time now.
You bet.
So let's move on to the wash bay you got coming up. We've talked about adding on to the wash bay out here a little bit, and I know you and Toby have talked about it, I'm sure, and got some details. You want to kind of give our guys an idea when that's going to happen, what it's going to consist of, and also I get asked this question all the time, Tommy. What y'all doing with this building that you're in? What are y'all going to do with that? Might give us insight on that if there is any.
Sure, I get asked that a lot. But starting out with the wash bay, we are adding a third bay on the north side of the 2 bays that's there. We're going to call that our express bay. So mainly for rinse outs. So that construction should start here in about 2 weeks, and we're hoping it's about a 3-month completion time, maybe sooner. But we should have that open early summer, kind of speed some of them washes through there a little faster.
So when they come through, they'll still come in the same way.
Still have the same orientation as coming in from the behind the shop. Come up, instead of being in the first 2 lines there'll be that third line.
So we have to, I'm assuming we'll have to adjust our parking.
We are. So we're kind of timing this, hopefully, by the time that, it actually gets open, that some of the parking that's right there along in our parking lot that where we're pretty tight will be moved over to the new headquarters where the office personnel is going to be moved, so that parking will free up a lot of space.
So you're thinking that headquarters, the new office, is going to be open around that same time?
Yes, sir.
Oh man,
yeah, we're as I think right now, we're kind of on the downhill slide. It's been a challenge. Also, it's a big building, it's a big project, and it's coming along. I was just over there this morning, and it's looking good.
Yeah,
looking really great.
I went through it last week, and I tell you that's going to be fantastic over there. I'm looking forward to that. I get everybody asking me though, man, is that thing going to flood over there?
Yeah. Well, we just had that flood this past year, and so that gave us a good side of what the water could and will do around here, and it is actually on the north side of the levee, so it won't flood. It's actually about about 3 feet above the levee height, and so the flood we had this past summer showed us that we should be okay.
Yeah,
you know,
kind of gauge it.
Yeah, if this building floods, there's probably other issues around Central Arkansas, but we hope we engineered it correctly. Had enough engineers on this project that they engineered it, and we've got a great set of contractors on it, and it's really looking good.
Yeah, I love the be able to view the river right there and see out with all the glass windows that we've got are going to have. That just looks fantastic right there on the side of the river and overlooking it, and it's going to be a good facility. I guess we're still going to be able to come in this direction, and you know, the trucks. How close are the truck drivers going to be able to get and park to the office?
So we're going to have a road that leads from the current facility over to the new headquarters, which is between the new drivers lounge and the new headquarters. And there'll still be truck parking there. The trailer pad that we park loaded trailers on will still be there. So there'll be some truck parking along that area.
So
they
pretty
close.
They can still utilize parking there,
yeah.
what we call across the levee now.
The levee.
And if they want to walk to the office, they sure can. Between there and the driver's lounge, it'd be an easy walk for them to get to. So that's going to be nice. A lot of red tape you had to go through to get all this approved and done and finished, and now we're maybe on the downhill slide of getting her done.
Yeah, you know, this is my like I said, I was lucky enough to have the staff in here where Dennis and Benny could just pull me and say, hey, be the head guy over here and just be the point guard on this building project. And I've never built a building. You know, this is kind of new. I said my background's accounting, so here I am doing a commercial project. Built a few houses in my lifetime, but commercial building's a different animal. You know, we've had a lot of stuff dealing with the different utilities companies around town and the city, and it's different than just going out and building a house and moving in.
I couldn't imagine. I bet it's a challenge.
Yeah.
What all's in this office?
So it's about a 22,000 square foot 2-story building. The trucking division is going to be located on the first floor. So it'll be easy access for our drivers to come in, visit with us. We got a
similar layout.
A little bit more meeting rooms. We lack a few things that we've outgrown here in our current office is meeting rooms. We're always searching for a meeting room, somewhere to sit down with the driver and talk, somewhere to sit down with outside third-party folks, and we want to talk to them. So we just on the first floor, I think I counted up a while ago, there's about 5 different meeting rooms, not counting a small little driver's lounge that we're going to have in there on the first floor. Be right there by our recruiting department, so new recruits could come in and talk to the recruiters. Current owner-operators could come in, sit down, relax, get a cup of coffee, get some water, ice, whatever they need out of the vending machine.
Well, thinking about looking at it from an owner-operator's perspective, I'm sure they're thinking, or some of them could be thinking, oh, no, they're getting in an office, they're going to be behind locked doors, behind cubicles, behind office doors. Now I'm never going to be able to get in touch with them. I'm going to have to, do a fingerprint to get in the front door to talk to my dispatcher.
Sure,
type stuff. And, I want them to know that that's not the case.
That's not the case. So, all the doors will be readily available to come in. It is still open office like we have now, no cubicles. So it still hopefully will still be inviting for the guys being in proximity to the new driver's lounge. Just a short walk over to the headquarters. It's a little bit further than they were accustomed to right now, but doesn't hurt anybody to walk just a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean,
nice drive over there, probably a sidewalk running down that driveway, and it's going to be
so there'll
really
be
nice.
A sidewalk from the driver's lounge to the office.
That is correct.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
the
plan.
Easy walk down there, and when they come in, it's still going to be an open floor layout. So you're still going to have your recruiting department together. You're going to have your safety department together. You're going to have your dispatchers all together, and it's still accessible for you guys, your owner-operators, and your families. We want to make sure you do know that we're not hiding from you.
That's right.
Like a lot of companies may do. We are definitely here for you. So want to make that going. Anything else we can add on that?
You know what? Another thing I was thinking out, for new owner operators, we've got a nice new orientation training room. I mean, we've run out of space sometimes in our weekly orientations. And,
Definitely.
We've
Randolph's going to love that.
I would think it's probably 4 times the size of what we're currently used to now, with some new technology. Our IT department's really gone top notch there on putting some technology and some big screens, and it's going to be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
In,
I know Randolph's going to enjoy that. We can have us a nice new facility room in there and state-of-the-art equipment, and if we can just figure out how to operate it now.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to have some easy buttons, 1, 2, 3.
I will. I for sure will. Okay. Only other thing I really wanted to cover, which really hadn't anything to do with this, but it does our podcast, because our podcast is called the Oakley Podcast, Trucking, Business, and Families. And what it has to do with families is our Oakley Company Party that we have every October. And, we try to get as many owner-operators as we can here, because it's a combination of a party with Oakley employees, recognizing them and recognizing our owner-operators for milestones that they hit, whether it's safety milestones or tenure milestones. And we just want to invite everybody to that company party and give them a little, I guess, Tommy, I did a little bit there, but give them a little bit on the company party.
You bet. Typically, you could probably write it on your calendar. It's going to be about that 3rd week of October of each year. It's kind of around that 20th of the 3rd Saturday. We have it on Saturday afternoon. It's outside here on our terminal. We have a big tent that we put up and decorate it pretty nice. Have tables and chairs. We'll have some food catered in. Being outside, we usually do like some catfish, some chicken, some shrimp, and all the fixings. We've got a relationship with the catering company around, and we'll have an open bar. We'll have some drinks. After we do the award ceremonies, giving out some different tenure awards and safety awards and Million Mile awards for the owner operators, then we'll move on into just having a good time, having a social event, visit. I mean, the visitation that happens at that thing is just amazing.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah, it's amazing.
You can't beat it. I mean, we have a lot of owner operators that come a long ways.
We do.
And bring their wives, and we get to visit with them, get to meet some of them for the first time, get to introduce each other to, because we make you put on a name tag when you get there. Now you got to write your name
That's
on
right.
there so we know who you are. And,
I start getting calls around June. Do you have the date yet for the party? Do you have a date? Because they're wanting to get their plane ticket if they're having to come a long ways. They're wanting to get off work, if their wife or needs to take off work. They're wanting to get it planned. They want to put it on the calendar. And I don't blame them. I mean, it's a fun time. It's a great time. We'll have some music afterwards, and, we'll put them up in a motel room.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of the best things.
You bet.
Put you up in a motel room for that Saturday night.
Yeah.
We arrange shuttle bus to shuttle you back and forth to the hotel, so you don't have to worry about driving yourself or parking your car or anything like that. So it's a great event.
Yeah, I look back at some of the pictures and over the last few years, and it's just the visitation that happens, and just between just different owner operators, and they normally we start around 5:30, and I get down here about 3:30, make sure everything's prepped right and everybody's showing up, because I want it to go off without a hitch. And typically by 4:30, I have my first guest. They start walking up. And the bar doesn't even start open until 5:30.
Can't wait.
So they're there early. They can't wait. They want to sit around and visit. It's normally a pretty fall day here in Arkansas, and it's been great. Weather's been good to us over the years, and believe it or not, it's never rained on our parade. It's been a great deal.
It has been great. I tell you, we got some of the best owner operators in the business. I'm proud of them and glad to have them. To be part of our family, and their family to be part of our family. It's just a family atmosphere. I get people say that all the time to me, and you don't realize it, I think, till you are part of it.
You bet.
Glad to have the owner-operators. Appreciate you hanging out with me a little bit, man. Anything else you want to add? You think that covers everything?
I think the only thing, there's been question about what's going to happen to the current office we're sitting in, and Actually, we don't have any plans at this time. We're just going to kind of get moved over into the new office, and we'll add this wash bay out here, kind of see how logistics will work with our trucks, and if we can maintain this office and use it for something else, maybe repurpose it. You know, we still have the scale, the main scale when you come into weigh, so you know that's going to stay as far as I know. But as far as this other office, we haven't got any definite plans. Might be some other things to come here in the next year.
Well, it gives us a little room to operate, you know, ready for opportunities that may come out where we do need it. So
you bet.
All right. I appreciate you guys listening to us, all the listeners out there. And, you know, this is episode 2, so we're learning about some things as we go through. But definitely watch for next podcast coming out. We're doing it every week or two. And be sure and listen to us as much as possible and tell everybody about it. All these improvements that we're doing here, just so you guys know, are for our owner-operators and their families. We want to pay you guys back and make your day-to-day operation easier on building this new wash bay facility, the new driver's lounge, and even the new office. So we're looking forward to the future here at Oakley Trucking. If you happen to be a truck driver that's interested in coming to Oakley Trucking, be sure and get in touch with us. Go to our website, check out our YouTube page, and give us a call. We'd be glad to visit to you. Appreciate you, Tommy.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Oakley Podcast, Trucking, Business, and Family. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate or review the show in the podcast platform of your choice and share it with a friend. We love hearing from our audience, so if you've got a question, comment, or just want to say hello, head over to our website, theoakleypodcast.com, and click the Leave a Comment button. We'll get you a response soon and may even share some of the best ones here on the show. We'll be back with a fresh episode very soon. Thanks for listening.